You have a guardian angel, but with a deadly hand cannon instead of wings. Meet the mysterious stranger, an odd and eldritch entity said to appear and aid you in combat before you draw your dying breath. Of course, it helps to have the mysterious stranger perk first.
I'm Mark from Digital Dissection. I make Fallout lore videos, and today I'll be your guide to the mysterious stranger and what we know about him and similar beings in the Fallout universe. Having a friend along with you in Fallout's wasteland helps ease the burden of the rigors of an irradiated world. Sometimes, though, even capable companions may not tip the scales in your favor, and unknown beings might just step in to turn the tide. Such is the case of Fallout's mysterious stranger, an individual who has been involved with the franchise since its earliest days, but at first would randomly appear in combat. The mysterious stranger, of course, requires the aptly named perk to be selected in order to help you, as they won't appear otherwise without it. In Fallout's earliest days, notably Fallout 1 and 2, the stranger had a chance to appear as an ally in battle, rather than engage a single target as they would in later years. The stranger actually spoke as well, stating that the player looks like they could use some help, but would also use older speak, like "I will help thee." As to why the stranger utilizes Old English, that's another question entirely. At first, however, it would seem that this character is really nothing more than a helpful Samaritan, an individual who is also traveling the wastes of New California, and arrives when the scales might begin tipping in the wrong direction. Their state of dress resembles that of a more typical wastelander, which would change, of course, as most now associate the character with its more current adaptations. The character, however, seems influenced by Mark Twain's novella called The Mysterious Stranger, who is a supernatural being claiming to be related to Satan himself, or in some tellings is named number 44. Of course, the times would change starting in Fallout 3, ushering in a different approach for the mysterious stranger. Rather than act as a potential ally during battles, their fate rested largely within the Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting System, or VATS. The stranger didn't just move from New California to the Capital Wasteland, but they'd now only trigger when using this automated combat peripheral. Now armed with a .44 Magnum revolver and wearing a detective noir disguise, the stranger became an efficient killer towards most enemies, but rather than speak to the player, would disappear as fast as their assists would in battle. Upon arrival, the stranger will always be male in appearance. They will circle enemies and fire multiple shots if necessary. They will then dissipate upon VATS processes being completed. The .44 Magnum that the stranger carries also appears to reference the Mark Twain novella, a direct link potentially that the characters might in fact be the same. The artistic direction of the stranger clearly now mimicked the perk's artwork, imagery synonymous with 1930s detectives. But within a short time, they'd be joined in Fallout lore by another being seemingly capable of teleportation when utilizing VATS, as a female being known as Misfortune also began making appearances in the same fashion. When utilizing the Misfortune perk, the female character will appear in VATS combat, but her attacks will fatigue enemies instead, knocking them unconscious, or breaking enemy weapons. Her appearance, however, is far more unique, mimicking an outfit commonly attached to Las Vegas burlesque dancers, appropriate for the New Vegas setting. When added together, both beings are oddities in the Fallout universe, as they're capable of abilities that are otherworldly for Fallout's inhabitants. In Fallout's modern age, which includes Fallout 4 and 76, the stranger begins to shift artistic direction somewhat, most notably in physical appearance. While it was hard to determine the stranger's age in Fallout 1 and 2, by Fallout 3 they appear to be somewhat youthful, at least representing an adult age. By Fallout 4, the stranger is now much older, has a long mustache, and somewhat sunken features in its face and eyes. The same look would carry to Fallout 76, except for his mustache, as he's now clean-shaven. What we're also introduced to in Fallout 76 is a perk named the Mysterious Savior, which functionally works in a similar fashion when the player suffers a sudden incapacitation. Upon losing all health, the perk will trigger, reviving the player automatically, albeit without the appearance of a being in a trench coat. The perk's artwork, however, features the same character, leaving the door open that this being isn't only a combat-related ally. So we know what the stranger does at this point, but what do we actually know about them? Admittedly, there's only a few things to go off of that don't involve fan theories. Some claim that the stranger could actually be multiple people, but we know of at least one family he was once a part of. The Lonesome Drifter is heavily implied to be the child of the mysterious stranger, who found his way to the Mojave Wasteland of Fallout New Vegas at the age of 28 in the year 2281. When he was only a child, his father abandoned his family, and the Drifter would go on to call him a mysterious feller from what he can remember. The family was near to Montana, where the Drifter and his mother once lived. The Drifter worked Montana's coal mines until his mother's death, and left for New Vegas with the only memento of his father, a .44 caliber gun called the Mysterious Magnum. He'd not find the stranger in his travels, however, but became a talented guitar player and performer. Nick Valentine of Fallout 4 has also dedicated time to hopefully discovering who the stranger is. The synth detective has managed to collect a detailed history of the being, tracking his movements decades ago across New California to the Capitol Wasteland and now to Boston's Commonwealth. According to Nick's data, since he leaves no physical evidence or discernible patterns as to when he'll appear, it's possible the stranger could actually be multiple people. Or due to his long life and ability to survive, he could be a ghoul with little to no scarring. What might be a hidden clue is the Fallout 3 official game guide, which we quoted to open this video. A snippet that calls the stranger an eldritch being in its description. Eldritch beings hail from the mind of H.P. Lovecraft, and as part of Cthulhu mythos, have supernatural abilities that come from worlds that we do not understand. Given that we've seen instances of old gods being mentioned in Fallout's games, could the stranger be associated with the unknown realms of its world? Or is the stranger simply a sharp-dressed man who runs really fast? You'll have to let us know what you think in the comments. And with that, we thank you for joining us as we explored the known lore of the mysterious stranger. Are there any facts about the odd character that we missed? Let us know in the comments. And for more content from the world of Fallout, check out additional videos linked here, where you can find more weekly content about specific topics from the series. And until next time, pop culture nerds, keep on dissecting. This is Mark signing off.